Football world. How's it going, DJ Bars?
How's it going, man? How's your day?
It's going well, a lot of football to watch today.
Yeah,
So,
great day for soccer. Great day for a lot of matches. Good
yeah,
one.
great day for people who just like to watch the net wriggle there. I mean, so
Yeah,
many goals, incredible, and some crackers too.
crazy games. It was an incredible day. I missed most of them, unfortunately, but if you want to start with the crazy one, 7-2 Liverpool losing to Aston Villa. Crazy.
Yeah, and I'd like to say you called it, right? You said that
I told
Liverpool.
you. I was gonna say I told you. As soon as that happened, I was like, oh, I was right. I told him I was right. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. I know Mane is out with COVID, but that should not be an excuse to lose in such a great margin to, no offense, Austin Villa, but not a great team in terms of their status and prestige, right? So,
Yeah,
um, unbelievable. I think it's their biggest loss in their history. I think.
biggest loss in history. And since like the 50s or 40s, even 30s.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I think that they're the Champions League the champions to lose or to give up 7 goals the first one, and that's insane.
Yeah, I
On
told you
season one after.
they're not gonna get over. They're not gonna win the league. Definitely not. I called it during the summer. Um,
Everton.
Everton, I love seeing it. Again, we say this every week that we love seeing Everton, but it's fun. I'm happy for James. I'm happy to see him play regularly and performing. I'm happy for Ancelotti. I think it's amazing to see what they can do
True, true.
together. And he completely I saw him go from Napoli to, I think it was Napoli last year, from Napoli to Everton, and he didn't succeed in his first half of a year. And I was like thinking like, oh my God, is he gonna get fired? But
Yeah,
I'm glad the team chose to have the confidence and faith in Carlos and gave him the backing he needed financially so he can get his players, and it shows. It shows that his philosophy and his training, it shows that it works, and he's at the top of the league right now.
it's like every celebration, James finding somebody, and they're
Yeah,
going crazy on the sideline. It's every game, and they're playing.
yeah,
Oh,
I love it.
Iwobi.
I love it. I love it. I
I
can't.
seen it when we play for Arsenal. All of a sudden, he's making the right decision. I mean, usually it was like, what is that with all the passes he makes? But making the right pass, like to find James, I was surprised. Ancelotti's definitely doing the right things. I
I
was
love
definitely,
the coach, and he's doing a great job. I think I'm so happy to see. I'm not an Everton fan at all, but I'm happy to see them do as well as they are doing.
yeah. It's like you don't want to miss an Everton game nowadays.
Yeah, and I think it's great for the league because it's another competitor now for the top four.
I mean, right now at the top four, who is it? Aston Villa, you got Leicester, and you got Everton and
Yeah,
Arsenal.
let's check.
Yeah,
Let's
that's what it
check.
is.
Yeah.
You got at the top Everton. Yeah, either Leicester, Aston
Yeah,
Villa,
everything
probably
says
second.
Aston Villa. Yeah, you're right. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, I don't think it's crazy because I'm not
Remember I told you
surprised.
Everton? Remember I told you about Everton in the beginning of the.
You did, and yeah, I'm not surprised with Arsenal. I
Yeah,
am surprised with Leicester and Aston Villa though, because I called them. I called Leicester missing top four. And
yeah,
now I'm like, wow, maybe Wolves are gonna miss the top four because they're a little iffy.
yeah, maybe, but because first thing I gotta talk about this about the Arsenal game. So they played Liverpool. What did you think about? Did you see the Mane elbow?
I'll be honest, I did not watch both games.
You gotta watch the Mane elbow on Kieran Tierney.
Yeah,
He just in the third minute goes boom right into his face, and if that doesn't happen,
and no card, nothing.
no, I mean yellow, but it was pretty blatant, just an elbow boom to the face. You have to see it. You have
Was
to see
it
it.
like out of nowhere, or was there like a lot of contact and then like he turned and like I don't know. I'm taking your opinion. Like I don't know.
It was a ball coming over the top of both of them. They were running to it and then just kind of like bodying him in. Instead of bodying with the shoulder, he put the elbow up and it went to the
Really?
face.
And you
So
think it was
like
intentional? Would you say it was intentional?
it was he goes like this. It was shoulder afterwards. So he meant to hit him, but it
Yeah.
just wasn't the shoulder. So
Good. But I think giving a red card in the third minute is also tough. So
that's the thing. That's the thing. So is it a red if it's at the third minute or is it a red if it's
I don't know.
immediate?
I always say we got to try to be objective as possible when looking at and things like this. And would
But
you
you
give
gotta
a
watch
red
it.
card in the third minute? If it's like let's look at the NBA, right? It's a flagrant foul. If there's intent. There's all these crazy rules, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
didn't watch, so I should look up the highlights and I should give it. I should have an opinion, but I don't
Check
want
it out.
to.
Search it up real quick. Search it up.
Yeah. So keep speaking. I'm gonna look it up right now on my laptop and.
And to just go on this Liverpool tangent a little bit because it's the
Yeah.
weaknesses that we see in both games, not just the Arsenal game, not just the game today against Aston Villa. They are very vulnerable. They're very open to attack. Arsenal were sitting back, but Aston Villa just weren't having it, and they were going at them.
Mhm.
Like, as soon as, Salah scored twice today, but they were 2 goals on broken opportunities. Salah,
Oh, sorry about that.
you know what I mean?
Go
No, I
ahead.
want you to. I want to see. I want to know what you think about it.
Yeah, I
Maybe
gotta
I'm
wait for
just
that to finish. Okay, I muted the video now, so I'm gonna look at it right now.
because this is a big thing, and the Arsenal fans, we've been talking about it this couple of days after the game, and it was crazy for us. Like, we thought it should have been a red, and then at the end of the game, Jota scores on an arguably a ball that touches his hand, but the
Mhm.
handball rule changes quickly. Forget about that. But early on, it could have been a decider.
Yeah, actually, the video I put up didn't have a video. It's just a bunch of pictures. So,
Yeah.
gotta do that. But I'm still gonna look for something.
Anyway, maybe we'll find it. But what we're saying is, there's all this VAR, and some things they look at, some things they don't.
I never. I mean, I don't say never because it's brand new, but I don't understand how it works and what they're actually looking at and what they're not looking at, or how long they can look at something, or like I don't understand it, and I just don't get it. I think there should be clearer rules, like either use it or don't. And if you're gonna use it, there has to be consistency, So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think VAR is still a brand new thing, and it's gonna take the game a lot of time to get used to it, and to the fans as well, whether we like it or not. There's nothing we can really do. But talking about Arsenal, our boy scored today.
What's that?
Our boy scored today. Arsenal 2-1, right?
Oh yeah, Pepe scored, and who else scored? Who was the second scorer? So many goals today. Who was that?
Saka scored, I think.
Saka, yeah, on a header. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right. He
yeah.
scored a header, and Bellerin assisted.
I was like, two, twice.
Victoria's Secret, the way this guy dresses up. But
No,
yeah,
I think great game for Arsenal. I mean, it's Sheffield United, right? They're a strong team, very physical, great on defense, and they pull
yeah,
together.
it's kind of a
Is
team
that
with a
home or away?
slump. What's that?
Is it home or away?
That was a home game. Yes, it was home,
Home.
which is why I think Arsenal should have done better. It was shaky. It was shaky moments after giving up the goal, and they should have been put to bed. We were better, and when you see like Tottenham putting 6 past Manchester United and Aston Villa, putting that much behind Liverpool, it just shows that the control over the game is missing for Arsenal and the strength in the middle. Just playing with El Neni today and Xhaka, it's not enough. It's not enough. And from what it looks like, the players that we want, questionable whether they're coming in. So it's looking nice right now, looking decent, but decisions, like this Mane decision, it could have been a red card. It could have been an important decision. If let's say it's a red card, now you got 12 points, so that's already 3. You get yourself, you leave yourself on a small margin of error. So a few of these calls don't go your way, you lose too many points at the end of the day. Like
Yeah.
that's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
Liverpool
but
look.
you know what? Karma. They say, excuse my language, karma's a bitch. And what happened to Liverpool today? And like I said in our first video, yeah, I don't see them winning anything this year.
Remember what
Not
I
at
said?
all. And then,
Remember what I said?
which brings me, what did you say?
Remember what I said first video about a certain right back?
Yeah.
Oh
I
wow.
do.
Oh wow. You watched the highlights of this one. You watched the highlights of somebody was found out on multiple occasions. It's
No, he had a great game. Can't deny that. 2 assists. Again, no clean sheet, but that's not
no,
his
I'm
fault.
talking about Alexander Arnold today for the Liverpool game. He was
Oh,
he was a complete shadow. Nothing.
yeah.
Like, he got found out so many times. So many times they beat him down the side.
Yeah, but
And then
again, you can't judge a whole clip by one game, right? So if you want to talk about Alexander Arnold, look at the last year. Look at I don't
yeah,
think we should get into that discussion yet. I think we could talk a whole hour about that, but you can't judge a player by one game.
yeah, you
You
can.
know,
But it's been something I've been looking at him, and it's been over a while. We'll do that in like a full review
yeah,
session.
yeah.
But I
And
do think
talking, you go
what's
ahead.
that?
No, go ahead.
So I think that he has been kind of showing weaknesses, and likewise for Van Dijk, which is strange to say, but he has been like passive aggressive. I would say on too many occasions.
Mhm.
Like today, with one of the goals on the deflections. He was just standing there and like squeezing in instead of looking at the ball, trying to get it in front of it. It just tapped him, and the kick was like from 5-10 yards away. So he should have been ready to respond, but he was just flat-footed, tucked in. And then on the Arsenal game, he fell down on every little touch. Every little touch, this guy fell down. It was incredible. It's like all of a sudden you realize Superman is just a little skinny girl in a fat suit. It's stupid. It's stupid. He falls down so many times, but he tackles players like, shoves them, get them out of the way, and complains to the refs. I think he's getting a little too soft-skinned for me. I thought he was a better leader than that, than falling down. And you saw it actually if you look back at the Arsenal game last year at home when we hosted Liverpool at the end. It was a big play that Reece Nelson, he pressured Van Dijk, and Van Dijk wanted the foul. He wanted the passive play. So he was just kind of, he pulled me. But he didn't get the call from the ref. They gave up the first goal. They went on to lose the game because of momentum. So I'm seeing shades of that, and that's going around the team right now. And then he's folding 7-2. No champions.
That's great. No, that's insane. I'm wondering how not only Klopp will respond, but how will the locker room respond?
That's the thing.
If you look at the United game today, which is another thing I want to point out. But before I point out what I want to say is that, Tottenham were down, I think 1-0 very early on, and they had the mental strength to come back, and then a red card went to United, and we know the rest, right? So
I'll give you that. I was looking at it, and it didn't seem like a penalty right away for the first goal. Mm-hmm. So looking at it, and you're saying, I'm getting a bad decision, but not looking down, fighting through it.
But you called it, right, with the penalties. You called it.
Yeah, but United get the alpha penalties, but what did I tell you? When Tottenham is on form, they'll score a bunch of goals.
Yeah, because I think Mourinho knows what he's doing, and like I said, in United, he didn't get his players, and I think when he does get his players, I think he can go a long way. And which I just wanted to say that in our first episode, I said that initially at some point early on in the summer, I said United are going all the way. And that was me thinking they're going to go and get out. Because I could talk a whole hour about how I would change United, right? What would I do if I was a manager, right? If I'm playing FIFA, who do I buy, who do I sell? And, they have so many adjustments I have to do. I would sell Maguire ASAP, get a new left back, get another good center back, two of them actually. They're missing another attack-minded midfielder, if you ask me. They need a good right side midfielder or a right winger. You can't count you can't count on Mason Greenwood. You can't. Yeah, he's too young for that.
But you have to think about it. A center forward they don't really have. A CDM.
I don't know. I think Martial can get the job done and have Rashford on the left. I think that's a great setup. I think there's rumors about them not buying because it's a free agent, but there's rumors that they got Cavani, right? And to me, that's strange because you don't need Cavani. They need to strengthen their defense and their midfield, and their center forward shouldn't be their their top of the list. I don't think so.
I think currently their options up front are just not consistent enough. Even Martial today with a silly red card, unnecessary. Now he's going to be missing for 3 games. So they're going to need either a consistent option up front or, at least a varying different players because Martial never played a full season as a center forward for any club. So it would be a first. So at least have like an older guy behind him. Like I could see why they did it, but
if you're limited on money, why don't you go get a decent center back or a better left back? How is Luke Shaw starting the games?
Listen, so hold on. They're getting Cavani in a free, but when you look at Luke Shaw, 50 million, right? You look at Wan-Bissaka, 60 million. You look at Eric Bailly, 40 million. You look at what's his name? 80 million. So what's that? 80, 40, 120, 60, 180, $230 million. That's $250 million on the back four today that gave 6 goals and looked. Did you see the first goal? It looked like
no, I did not.
It was so sad. It was so sad. The ball was just Maguire couldn't head it in the right direction at all. It was just like, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch that.
I saw. I think from the second goal on, and I was happy as a Tottenham fan, but I just don't know what goes on behind the scenes in United, and I heard that like all the veterans are going totally against like who is their GM or whatever.
Woodward, Ed Woodward.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on there,
I mean,
but
they took,
they got to bring Fergie back. That's what I think.
yeah,
That's the first thing I would do is put him in charge, not as a coach maybe, but as a GM or something, and let him let him teach the youngins and teach them the way, and
if he wants to. I don't know if he wants to.
I think he would have to, just like Zidane came back. I think he has to realize that he has to step in and save his club because, it's not looking good.
Yeah, it's not looking good at all. It's
I
not
mean,
looking.
again, we can't judge yet, but it's not looking good.
I don't know. I watched the entire game. I couldn't tell what they were trying to do at all at any
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
It looked really pathetic. I don't think the players are buying into whatever project. I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the right decision. I think he's just like a plaster that they ended up going with for such a long time, which is it's incredible. I think he's gonna walk in there before the end of the season. I would.
He's done great things, but when the team lacks so much effort and defense, why don't you bring in a defensive-minded coach?
Yeah, but you have to think about it. Maybe a defensive-minded coach, maybe, but in terms of defensive spending, they just spent so much money.
And in the wrong places too. And I think at some point, totally forgot. I'm blanking on his name, but I think the old Juve coach was rumored to be going to United.
Allegri.
Yeah. And I think that will be very interesting to see how that plays out. And
He's a good.
unfortunately, because he's not coaching right now, right?
No, he's not coaching right now. I think he's off on a sabbatical. We wanted him at Arsenal when position was still vacant, but
Yeah.
doing a fine job at the moment.
I mean, he's doing a great job, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, so Allegri is a decent call, I think. Yeah, so probably somewhere between Allegri and Pochettino as two really options for Man United by the end of the season, and probably sooner than later.
For sure, yeah, 100%. I think. I don't know if I'm sorry. I don't think the coach is the one to blame in here. I think it's a deeper problem, and how you solve that I don't know.
I would even see that if Chelsea are not doing so well, I could even see Allegri going to Chelsea. I think he's a Chelsea type manager.
But they won this weekend, right? They won Crystal Palace.
They won. The scoreline didn't really show the level of play. It was 2 good goals in the beginning. It was very close throughout. Crystal Palace had chances. Chelsea didn't necessarily dominate.
Mm-hmm.
First penalty was I don't think it was a penalty. Second penalty was a penalty, but that was probably still a decent performance. You come away with it thinking you got the 3 points. Not anything convincing to say, all right, they're looking great. It was like, I think, one shot on goal the entire first half. So, yeah, it wasn't – Lampard probably went at him. So it was a different intensity level. They have much more quality compared to, Crystal Palace. So they were able to, able to put it out. I really don't believe in that group. I really don't believe it. Yeah, I don't know.
Because of Lampard?
I don't think Lampard's a great coach. I don't believe in their defense. Chilwell did play well. I don't think that Speliqueta and Thiago Silva are going to age well together.
You see them going top 4 or no?
No.
Really?
No, not right now. Yeah, right now I see, Everton, Leicester, Arsenal. I think Liverpool and City will be lock-ins at the top 4, even though they both look weak right now.
So you really think that Leicester you see Leicester's top 4?
I see. Well, right now at their current form, probably still. But look at Aston Villa. Look at Everton. These are teams getting results.
Everton, I agree. Aston Villa, let's be honest, they're not gonna be top 4.
Wait, do you think Arsenal is gonna be top 4?
I do believe they have a chance right now. Yeah.
I think I agree with you. Arteta reminds me of a lot of Arsene Wenger in terms of bringing in a consistency to the team that will suffice for top 4 at the very least. So with that, Man City, Liverpool will probably be in there. So you got one more spot. Tottenham's looking good. Everton's good.
But
really,
with injuries,
United are close.
But Tottenham, they had a lot of injuries last year. I think this year they're also not as bad as last year. But I think Tottenham was injured. I don't know why I was surprised he was playing. He played today because he did get injured, I think, last week. He didn't play either in the Cup this week or in the Europa League game. So I was surprised he started today.
Right.
I mean, I would hope Tottenham would be top 4. That would be great.
I think if they're playing football that could get them there. I always wonder about their consistency. They can pull out a funny game where things just don't come together at all for them, which
Hmm.
sometimes happens. And with Jose Mourinho, you could always count on frustrations. So it's just how they can keep their momentum and not fall down,
For sure. And
because there will be a fall eventually.
they're playing with Eric Dyer in there as a center back, and it's nothing new, but I'm still not sure how I feel about that. You have Sanchez, which is great potential, still young. I would want to see him play, but I mean Eric Dyer has done the job, right? They won today, but I just don't know how I feel about it. Only time will tell. I'm not saying he's bad at what he does. I'm just saying maybe it's better to have a natural, center back there. But hey, it worked today. They got the win, a big one too. It's fine. They won. They won today. What it was 6-1 today? Wednesday or Thursday they played Maccabi Haifa. They won 7-2. So
Yeah.
not surprised. But they're having two big victories, only 3 victories, but two big ones, and that can only do good for the locker room and the mental part of the players and the mental aspect. So now they have the break, right? They have a international break for now, so that's
Yes.
2 weeks.
And they also beat Chelsea in the EFL Cup in
Yeah,
penalty.
yeah. So I'm saying 3 victories, but that game that was a shootout. So I'm not gonna say that was exciting.
I would say for I mean even myself as an Arsenal fan and Tottenham, you haven't won a cup in a while. Being
A
still being
while.
still
I
being in
don't
the
think ever.
yeah. I mean no yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
defending for your side, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So
yeah.
think about it like an EFL Cup still is probably something good. Taking down Chelsea. Who are you playing next in the EFL Cup?
Did they have a draw? I'm not even sure if they had a draw.
I know we're playing Chelsea or not Chelsea. Sorry, Manchester City. I always get Chelsea and Manchester City, right? Because they're spending money.
Yeah, I can check, but I don't think it's a big team because I would have known if it's a big team.
Yeah, because I want to take a look at maybe what is Tottenham's proposition for this year. What can they get done? Is there a chance for them to
I
win?
mean, they're in the Europa League, they're in the Cup, right? They're still doing decent job in the league.
Right
I think they're playing Stoke at the quarterfinals.
there. So that's a good draw, and that's a quarterfinal. So that's
Rain United Stoke, the game's gonna be December 22nd, so it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be away.
oh
A cold night at Stoke,
maybe fans
classic,
at that point. You never know if there's fans. So
classic, English football.
yeah, classic cup game. Classic cup game.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll see how it goes. But if I could have, if I was Mourinho, and I would have wanted to win the Europa League, because that means even if you're not top four, you still qualify to the Champions League.
Right.
And I think having an international cup under his belt would relieve the pressure off of him and give him at least another year without overthinking about am I getting fired or not.
If Tottenham don't get into the top four, do you think Mourinho they could keep Mourinho?
It all goes down to how they lose, not if they lose. If like last year everyone gets injured, then what can you do? But if everyone's healthy and everyone's on form and there's no excuse there, then maybe. But who else would you bring?
I mean, I don't know.
But that's very far down the road. There's not even worth this, talking about it because they're doing well, and if he gets fired, it won't be till the end of the season. So I don't think it's even worth it for us to even discuss this. But I'm happy with their form. In 1 week, they had three W's. So
Let's take a look at it. Who did Tottenham draw in the Europa League? They drew.
what group? Let's see.
They drew Group J, Ludogorets, Lask, and Antwerp, Royal Antwerp. So I'm not sure about.
Decent Belgian side.
Yes, Ludogorets. Yes, they're decent. Arsenal played them a few years back. Looks like it should.
This should be if they fail to come out of this group, we can start talking. We have two Israeli teams, which is great for Israeli soccer,
Yes.
association, league. I don't know how you want to call it, but I don't see them
Yeah, hopefully they can get.
being. Yeah, I don't think the Israeli teams can make it past.
No, but is there any interesting group in here? Let's see.
Let's see.
Because I'm not sure how many fans here.
In Group A, you got no, not really.
Roma Young Boys.
Well, Group C, you have Leverkusen and the Israeli team, Hapoel Beersheva, and Nice. So
Yeah,
that's interesting for us.
and Slavia Prague. Slavia Prague made it
Yeah,
to.
they're a decent side. So
This is
you
probably
have Group D, you have Benfica and Rangers. Semi-interesting. Group F, Napoli and Real Sociedad. That's gonna be an interesting matchup, but they will probably won't go through both Napoli and Real Sociedad. You go Group, yeah, no, that's not real
right. Oh,
interesting.
and I see another
Oh,
group. Another Group A.
Group H.
A.
Group H looks interesting.
Los Glio, Milan, Celtic. That's going to be great matchups.
Yeah,
That's gonna
yeah, those look fun. Those are looking like a good
be,
time.
all right. Yeah, I'm looking at a couple of these groups and I'm seeing, maybe Arsenal kind of lucked out here.
Yeah.
Ghana and Tottenham too. Kind of lucked out here.
I think that either both our Arsenal and Tottenham are only threatened by really um, two teams, and I would say Leverkusen and Napoli, if anything.
And there's Roma can play a part. Slavia, you see like teams like Slavia Prague.
Yeah, Roma can. AC Milan are also there, but they're in great form. You know, they got the young Brahim Diaz from Real Madrid, which is he's on great form as well. AC Milan look to be exciting again, so we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, and a sleeper for this tournament, I would go with Los Glio. I think that could be a team that could make way. They brought Burak Yilmaz. They got Jonathan David, who's a Canadian, a great talent.
Right, Canadian, great potential for this young man.
Yeah, they got a couple interesting options. I think Bukayo Samari also plays there.
Yeah,
and that's another good center.
It's interesting because the World Cup is coming here eventually, right? I think in a few years. So we'll see if Canada can stack up a team. You know, they got Davis, they got this young striker,
Jonathan David.
Yeah, we'll see how they line up. Maybe they'll be stacked and they'll beat the U.S.
Maybe. So it looks like I've seen tougher Europa leagues, but we'll have to see who drops down from the Champions League to really see how tough this tournament will be. Because right now, probably Tottenham and Arsenal should be looking at this saying we're the best two teams here. Easy. If they drop out to any of these teams, you would say that's a lost opportunity. Nevertheless, let's go into the Champions League.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like that's where it gets interesting. Like we gotta win the Europa League to get in here ASAP.
Yeah, so looking at the Champions League, right? Okay.
Real.
So Group A, you have two strong teams. You know, Bayern and Atletico, and Salzburg. It's a sleeper. That's a sleeper right there. You know, don't sleep on them because they're a strong side as well.
That's right.
I don't see them going. I don't see Bayern and Atletico dropping points. I mean not dropping points, but dropping out of the group. I don't know if you want to say anything else in regards to Group A.
In regards to Group A, I think that's a pretty interesting draw. Moscow makes it pretty much every other year into the tournament, so they're going to be a decent side. Salzburg is always going to surprise. They've got great talent. Sablansky is a player I love watching for them. Daka is their forward, who I think is going to be a talent to watch out for. I love to watch and check out all these players when they're still at that age and you see them develop.
Yeah.
They don't come out of nowhere. These great players, they don't come out of nowhere. They built their track record in small teams in different leagues, and they rise up in the ranks. Daka is certainly one to watch out for. This group will
for sure.
lead him to a good and very nice contract by the end of next year.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they generate a lot of great players, right? So we'll see who's next. We'll see who's next up.
Yeah, playing with Madrid and Bayern is going to be great buzz.
Yeah. And then if you look at Group B, again, my team, Real Madrid, Shakhtar, I can't pronounce their other name. Inter Milan, and I can never pronounce this German team's name.
Borussia Mönchengladbach.
That. So, to me, the most interesting game is going to be a Real Inter. You know, hands down. You have Conte, which is a great coach. Lukaku is in great form. Martinez is great. It's going to be a tough match for us. You know, both because their defense is strong and their offense is in incredible shape. as of today. Yeah, I don't see Real Madrid or Inter not going through this either. I
Yeah,
don't think either Shakhtar or the German side can go through here, which is unfortunate because they're exciting teams. I think Shakhtar made it pretty far last year in the Champions League,
that's right.
but yeah, I think would I call it a death group? No, but
I would call it
um,
like a surprise group. Like it could bring to some
it
interesting.
could it could something crazy. I can see Ramos getting a red card, missing an away game, and something can happen. You know, I can see that. I can totally
Yeah,
see that happening.
and you never know. Like today, I did see the Real Madrid game, or at least half of it, and the second
Mhm.
half. And I also saw Vinicius' goal. Incredible goal. That was an incredible finish.
Beautiful, beautiful finish.
But then the second half, within 15 minutes, he had like three misses of within 10 yards that were like head scratching.
Yeah, but I think only one of them was a case where you say bad finishing. The other two, it was just bad luck. Because if you look at Benzema or any other striker, if they would have missed those, you wouldn't say too much. But there's narrative, right? So it's in your head. So I would say one was really a bad finish, and it is what it is. But the other ones, I'm totally fine with what he did, and I think if it wasn't for Modric, I think and Thibaut Courtois, he would definitely get the man of the match award for me. Thibaut had a lot of great saves. Definitely saved our asses a few times today. Modric also had an amazing game. Had some key passes. I mean, he looked fresh. He looked amazing. I don't know why he was kept for as long as he was. Like he's an older guy. I would take him out at some point
Yeah, he
in the
kind of
earlier second half.
the balls at the end there.
Yeah, no, he had a great game, but to me, when Cross comes back, who do you start, right? Because to me, Casemiro has to start, and I think there's a stat in which it shows that if we don't play Valverde at the starting 11, we often lose the game. I think his intangibles are too great to miss out on, and yeah, so I don't know. Do play Kroos when he's healthy? You have to. I mean, those passing abilities are great. His shooting is incredible, and it's a tough call for Zidane. I don't know what's going to happen. And you also have Odegaard, you have Isco, you have I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a good problem to have, but I think Modric is going to be leaving at the end of the year. I don't think they're going to extend his contract, and I think he's aware and he knows that. I think the whole agreement was that he's going to go out as a hero and just I don't know if he's going to retire, but he's going to leave the team at the end of the year, which is unfortunate. But he is getting old, and yeah, I don't know. We have good problems in midfield. On our defense side, I don't know if you heard, but Carvajal was injured. Your favorite player was injured. Odriozola was set to be his replacement and started for about a month.
hmm
And then he got injured. So,
Nacho's been playing.
so my first thought was, oh, Militao, right back, perfect. But he's also injured. So Nacho played, and he had a good game. I think he had one or two bad passes, but other than that, can't really complain much about his work and his efforts.
hmm
Mendy did a good job. Ramos and Varane also great jobs. Ramos actually scored, but he ended up pushing the defender, called off the goal. Totally understandable. Can't argue with that. But what was funny that the decision came off as a offside.
Yeah, that
That,
was
that that's what I didn't understand. And when VAR showed those lines, the line actually curved. So I don't know what happened. I don't know. Maybe it was my TV, right? I don't know. But weird game. It's weird to me that it's only 1-0. There's so many good opportunities, and I'm just glad we won.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think it was an opportunity to, as if there's a mistake made against Real Madrid, but it wasn't going to count anyway. So it wasn't a goal; it was a push. So whether you count it as an offside, count it as a foul, it was kind of there's also a
No, I agree. I'm not complaining. I think the goal should have been called off. I have no complaints. I just like we said earlier. I don't understand VAR.
Yeah,
I
no,
just
I
don't.
don't understand it
I
either.
just don't understand.
You
I,
don't want
I I
to,
just want to understand and have some kind of idea of what's going on.
you want
I
to
don't mind that the goal was called off. I think it should have been. But why would you say, even if they said reviewed on offside, we know it's a foul. Say that. I don't care. That's true. He did foul. I have no complaints, but I just don't get it.
Yeah, me neither. It's strange. It's strange. Like today, we had a player, 92nd minute, just cleat, slide right into Messi inside the box, but no
Yeah.
call. So it was very strange, and the VAR didn't really look at it. And if they did, you cannot call that. It was just a straight slide into the foot. It wasn't not getting the ball, not anything other than that. It was like blatant and obvious, real time, VAR. It was just a clear decision. That's all you had to see. Look at it and say, yeah, that's an obvious foul. But they clearly didn't want to call it. So they have a lot of these weird decisions that come around. Like VAR they're really pieces of shit because it's always inconsistent. And you wonder why. Because, why is it always inconsistent? All of a sudden you call it, all of a sudden you don't. Why is it not one thing all the time? Why is that not the case? Why is it not?
I think you have to take into consideration, human error. Things happen. Like Zen always says, I don't like to talk about referees. I get it that decisions go one way or another, whether.
But we're here to talk about it. That's the point, right? To give.
No, so I agree. I believe that we have VAR referees, and I believe they can make mistakes, right? But I just don't understand the decisions on how you review and what to review and when to review.
Right.
The people making the decisions inside the little van or wherever they sit in whatever office it is. Hopefully they got the little ACs so they're not too warm in the little room. But if they make mistakes, it is what it is. It's human error. Like, what are you gonna do, right? But I just don't understand how do you decide what gets reviewed, what doesn't get reviewed, when do you review it, how long you can review it for, when do you call the ref to go look at the replay? Like, I don't understand.
So here's the problem. If you're okay with human error, then ditch the VAR altogether. Why are you wasting time and still getting the calls wrong? And now fans are furious because you called it for the other team last week. Why aren't you calling it today? And that's because they're sitting there like idiots looking at it a million times. But if you should just trust your instinct. And some things are just really clear and they don't follow it.
No, that's a good point.
If you're gonna leave it to human error, just let the game be. Don't stop it for 3 minutes and have fans reviewing this and these because there's no way United are getting 25 penalties a year and some other teams get 2, right? There's clearly some. All right, I choose to review this type of play and I choose to give it here and not there. I mean, It has to be that way. We saw Fernandez getting a penalty for stepping on somebody else, and we see players getting fouled clearly. We see handballs that clearly hit the hand, not called. So it's very strange. It seems to me human error in favor of the bias that's sitting in front of the camera. That's to me, because I wonder why else.
You might be right. I can't say you're wrong, right? I can't say you're wrong. That's a good point. Why not ditch VAR? And I think they're going to give it a few more years. And if it stays this way, I don't see it. Maybe they'll remove it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the World Cup and the one that's going to be in the US, I think that's going to be the final straw. And if it doesn't go well in that World Cup, I can see VAR being taken away.
And talking about VAR going well, actually, when it was first tried, I believe in the 2016 World Cup, it went swimmingly well. And for some reason, as soon as they started using it in the Premier League, it went wayward. It didn't work well. I think they didn't do it paced with enough timing. You have to do it slowly. First, introduce it for offside, then only for fouls or only for handballs, and define it clearly. Unnatural position. Define it clearly. What part of the arm? Define it clearly. When you go and take the review. When will cancel a goal, how early in the sequence of the play. It's just things that have to be ironed out. I don't see why people who are supposedly professionals, right? This is like their whole life refereeing. They should be the best at this. Why can't they sit at a table and figure out the 10 parameters, what is a handball and what is not? Because that's all it is. It's points. And they don't set the parameters. It's inconsistent. And now you see it. Fans being angry, coaches saying, I don't want to win games this way. If you don't want to win these games this way, then you lose the happiness of winning, the joy of winning. You're going to lose the fan base. If people feel like the decision of who wins and who doesn't comes down to VAR, they're going to lose the fan base. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. And I don't have an answer. You're not wrong. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future.
We'll have to see. Well, hopefully, it doesn't come down to decisions like this. You know what I mean? Like all these VAR decisions. It'll come down to good football just being played, and not. It also comes down to players being professional and respecting the game, right? Not trying to buy fouls.
Right, but if let's say if you're playing a final, right? If you know you didn't get fouled in the box, and you're given a foul, and you have a penalty shoot right now. You can win the game. Are you gonna really say it didn't happen? Like, hey ref, like no.
But if
No, you know what I mean? If
the ref
it's
calling
your team, if it's your team,
and
and
flopping,
you're not gonna do that.
but
So
the difference between flopping and not accepting what's given to you. So flopping is trying to cheat your way into getting something, but you're talking about a result that's been decided. I'm talking previous, right? So nothing has been given to you for you to say I don't want it, right? It's like you say I want it so much, I'm willing to cheat the game and to fake a foul, and
no,
that's what.
but you can't. But the refs' decisions don't are not. You know, you can't blame the players for what the refs are doing.
But what I'm saying is, if the players were more honest and respectful of the game, then you wouldn't really need VAR. You would say, okay, that's easy. The ref can make the right decision. It's easy for him. They're not
Okay,
faking.
so let's say you're a defender, right? This is the World Cup final. You're a defender. You touch a ball with your hand in the box. The ref doesn't say anything. Do you say anything?
I mean, that's
No, right? So that's my point. It's a gray area. You know, it's not white or black. It's there's many gray areas into this discussion, and you know we don't have the answers, and I don't think anyone really does. I know if I was the defender, I would just shut up. I won't say anything. Maybe it's unethical or maybe it's wrong, but you know, you want to be the one on the podium lifting the trophy. You don't want to be the one walking across and getting the silver medal. You don't want to be that guy.
if you're heading into the box and you have an opportunity to take a shot at goal, one-on-one with the keeper, but you just feel somebody just getting close to you, right? As you're about to take the shot, are you going to fall down faking a foul, or are you going to take your
No,
opportunity?
I'll take a shot.
Exactly, that's my point. There's too many
Mhm.
players right now that would fall down to take the opportunity at a PK, and that's why there's a bunch of fans who are like, "Oh my God, how did the ref not see this guy dive?" Or
Mhm.
"How did the ref not give this foul when it clearly wasn't a dive?" But the ref is thinking, "Oh, this guy's got a reputation, or
Yeah.
this club has a reputation, right?" And then you get frustration. I think that it's VAR can be handled much better if there just
No,
wasn't.
of course it can. Of course,
All you
100% it can.
just remove the
100%.
bias, get these parameters in, and roll through with it, right? That's
100%.
all that
No,
needs.
no, you're totally right. It could totally be handled differently, but at this, as of what's today's date? As of October 4th, 2020, it's not, and maybe it will change in the future, and maybe it won't, and we'll find out. Probably not by the next episode, but we'll find out in the future. You know, and we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
but the
see where
next
it goes.
episode, we'll find out what's going to happen with the transfer market. That's for sure. But before
When
that,
is the window closed? Do you know?
yeah, it closes tomorrow. In
Tomorrow?
23 hours from now as we're
No
recording.
way. Really? I didn't know that. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, so there's a lot of pressure right now on different clubs. But before we go into the transfer market, we'll wrap the show with the transfer market a little bit. I just want to wrap up the Champions League. So we got a bunch of interesting groups. So we have, let's say, Real Madrid, Shakhtar Donetsk, Inter, Borussia. In my opinion, I think this is a very open in terms of second place. Inter can be inconsistent, but these teams, Shakhtar Donetsk, they battle every year in the Champions League. Borussia Mönchengladbach doesn't get there often, so they may put a lot of eggs in this basket.
Yeah, but you know, I don't see Real Madrid or Inter not going through. You know, I'm not saying who is going to be first and who's going to be second, but I'm saying I don't see those two missing out on the next phase of the Champions League.
I don't think Real will. I haven't seen Inter advance far into the Champions League in quite some time, so that's still a question mark. You have to fail together before you succeed together. That's usually what happens to successful.
Right, but they did a good job in the Europa League last year, if I'm not wrong, and you know they're playing well.
They did, but they're playing. Shakhtar Donetsk is there every year. They advance almost every year out of the group stage. Surprising, every
And
they're gonna get at least one result. They're gonna get a win at least, either against Real Madrid or in between the four games.
but you know, I just actually before we got on this call, I heard that they have a lot of corona cases in that team. So
Oh, really?
we'll see how it affects their players and who they can put up to play. Because the first game is actually after the international break.
It's a good point you brought up. It's a good point because the coronavirus will be. You're playing a lot of different European team, and there's
Yes.
different things happening in and around. So
And I only know that because one of their players is Manol Salomon, which is an Israeli player who plays for the national team,
mhm.
and we're supposed to play Scotland, I think, on Wednesday or Tuesday, and he's getting like extra tests done to see what's going on with him, if he can play or not. So again, Corona and Corona is a big factor in this year's Champions League, and I mean every league really.
Yeah.
And we'll see what teams could, because even today Napoli and Juventus were supposed to play. Napoli found not a lot, but some cases of Corona within their team. They never showed up to the game. I don't know if it's going to get postponed or Juventus is going to get the points, but I think it's going to get postponed. But yeah, I think even in our town, I don't know if you heard, there's a lot of new Corona cases. So
yeah, well, there's always going to be Corona cases.
What I'm saying is, there's a new wave coming. It's a time of year. It's winter. There's a second wave of Corona is coming, and we'll see how it affects soccer.
Yeah, it's definitely going to have an effect, especially, when you look at a Champions League, different countries, you're bringing in different rates and different situations.
Yeah.
But, let's go to the next group, Group C.
Yeah,
Porto,
again.
Manchester City, Olympiacos, Marseille. That's
So battle for second place,
That's definitely a battle. Probably Porto or Marseille. I would put my money on Porto.
Yeah, I would too. Even though Marseille is not a bad side, but
not a bad side neither. Yeah, and Olympiacos, not a bad side either. But
definitely not as good as Marseille though.
This could definitely be an opener. This will be an opener
for second place.
Second place, yeah. For first place, Manchester City should grab all 6 games here.
Yeah, for
all
sure.
18 points.
For sure.
No way. Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
This next one, Liverpool, Ajax, Atlanta. It's another rough one for second place. I think Ajax Atlanta battle it out.
I don't see Ajax going through.
Really?
Atalanta is in such great form as of today. They're playing attack-minded football. They reached the semifinals last year. No, were they quarterfinals?
Quarters. They lost to City. City, I believe, in quarters.
Yeah, and they almost won. They were so close.
They were.
I don't see Ajax being going through here. I don't.
We'll see. Ajax surprised 2 years ago. Atlanta surprised last year.
Oh, trust me, I know Ajax surprised us a few years ago. I know. Trust me, I know. But
I called it before you knew. Don't worry about that. I'm a big Ajax fan. I love the talents they have. I'll never count them out. They got things developing, and things could happen very quickly there with the talent they bring up. So always a team to watch out for. But Atlanta is looking more informed. So that's that I will give you.
Atlanta is looking great, so I see them taking second place.
Now, this next one, it seems to always happen. Sevilla facing off Chelsea. But Sevilla, Chelsea, Krasnodar, and Rennes. So this is a pretty clear cut, isn't it?
Yeah, clear cut. Battle who's going to be first or second, but it's Sevilla and Chelsea for sure. I have no doubt about that.
No doubt. And Rennes probably going third, dropping to the Europa League. Oh, and after the end of this, we'll do a review of who we got dropping to the Europa League. But Zenit, Borussia Dortmund, Lazio, Club Rouge. This is
that's interesting. Also, all 4 teams are more than average. Club Rouge and they beat us, I think, last year in the group stage.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
So if I have to review this group, which is very tricky, but Dortmund definitely, not definitely, but I see them going first, Lazio second, and Club Brugge going to European League.
Really? So Zenit, you got nothing for them?
Yeah, it is an interesting match between them and Club Brugge, but the players at Club Brugge currently have their club. They're very much like Atalanta. They're very attack-minded. They can get you in the counter-attacks. They're very fast, pacey strikers. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good group to watch. And, I just don't see Zenit doing too much here.
I probably would agree with you on that. Zenit has been they tried to do something like 10 years ago. They spend a lot of money.
Yeah, Hulk at some point.
Yeah, Hulk and a bunch of them, Witzel when he was younger. Didn't really work out for them, and a couple of the center backs. But it's not. I think this is where this thing collapsed. Club Brugge is, you're right, going to finish above them. Dortmund first, Lazio second. Lazio's going to see. I think they're going to be a sleeper here in this tournament this year.
Mm-hmm.
But to this huge one, Juventus, Barcelona, but the next two, Kiev.
I'm not going to say it's huge just because it's not a death group. You know, it's a battle for two teams for
Yeah,
sure, and there are two great teams. A true prestigious matchups. You know, Ronaldo and Messi back at it again. Um, but it's definitely no question who goes through, right? So.
yeah, it's no question. But the thing is, you love to see those kinds of games. You know, it's a for
No,
sure.
for sure, 100%. I totally agree. I just wouldn't call this a, too
No,
realistic of a group because we know who's going to go through.
yeah, we know it's going to go through, but I do think there's going to be a lot of
Great games, though.
this
Great,
is Messi and Ronaldo, two
great
times.
two games. Great two games, So.
And you got Atletico Madrid against Bayern Munich. It's can't really ask for more at the group stage. Great
Exactly. No, I'm happy. I'm
Other
happy
than
with this.
other than having to suffer with Man United in Group H, it's
Why?
really
I love to see their matchups against Paris. Like I love their last year, not 2 years ago, Paris and United. Had a great two legs, and I think it was the quarterfinals where United ended up going through.
so. I've
Was
been
it
waiting.
16? I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but the matchup was great. So I don't mind Group H, and I think it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, because you have Leipzig there.
I mean, I could tell you that I have been waiting for what you're gonna say on this one, since you made the claim on Man United. Winning the league and kind of backtracking. But what I want to know, what you got to say here on it.
Yeah. So I think, and it's gonna be you're not gonna expect this one, but I think this one has to deal with whether fans come back soon enough. Because if you're playing in Istanbul, right, away with fans, that's a tough match. And I don't see Man United or Leipzig winning away at Istanbul with fans.
Really?
With fans. I don't see them winning away. With fans. I don't know if you have seen videos, but they're nuts. They're crazy. Like those away games
I've
are
seen the
tough.
video. A lot of teams went there and got results.
Those games are tough and Istanbul. I think they won the league last year, their first time or something like that. Or because they're the only Turkish side in this draw. So yeah, they won the league in the first time in their history ever last year. They have an interesting project going on, but I think this is going to be coming down to whether you have a full stadium full of ultras, yelling and having flares all over. But if that's not the case, I think that Paris is going to be first place, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say United second.
Okay. So it's kind of like like an in between. All right.
Yeah.
And then you think Leipzig will go fourth
Yeah.
if it's
Yeah. No, not fourth.
But if there's fans.
No, I think the battle for second is Leipzig and United, and what I was gonna say is it depends who falls on that away game. But I think that if you ask me, no fans, nothing, Leipzig third.
Okay. This is probably where we differ on this one. I'm gonna have
You love that team.
I love that team. Upamecano for me, a great center back. Their entire system, Nagelsmann, the way he's got them going is
They're an amazing side. Don't get me wrong, amazing side.
Yeah, it was really sad to see Timo Werner do what he did last year, but it went for the best. They performed well. They didn't make it as far as they made it as more than far compared to what the talent that they have.
They blew everyone's expectations away. So
exactly. That's what I'm thinking. That United right now are underperforming to expectations. So I'm gonna go with Leipzig right there in second. Wouldn't be surprised to see them top the group even. I could see them even top the group because to me they could be more professional than PSG in these stages. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Neymar and Di Maria are sometimes a little too weak. Yeah, Neymar and Co. They're kind of like fall all the time, cry all the time. That kind of I don't like that. And Leipzig is the exact opposite. It's like get in your face, rock and roll.
Yeah, no, I mean I'm excited to watch these games. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not I know PSG will go through, right? But the big question mark is United. Not even Leipzig. I think United is the big question mark. Like if I would have to go a sleeper in this group is United, and I think they're gonna surprise the world and go through as second place.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. Again, I'm excited.
And
Um,
if United bring in Cavani at the reunion,
yeah, but I don't see Cavani having much of an effect on the.
I think he's gonna have a
I
great
think United's problems are not
performance.
in their offense side. I think their problems are in their midfield and their defense. And then before you solve that, you can't get anything done, right? So, but we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
we gotta go.
I mean, if United wants, I'll bring my salary down. I'll be more than happy to be the GM and get the players I want.
Right.
They hit my line. If you need my email, let me know. Just write a comments down below, and I'll let you know how to contact me personally. And I will be more than happy to bring back United to its glory days. More than happy to.
That's right. We need somebody to bring them back because they've been glory days. Can you find them? Can
Yeah,
you
maybe
find
down in the comments. I don't know. I can't see them, but
them down in the
yeah, again, call me up. I'm here. Fergie, make it happen, baby. Make it happen.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be a crazy season this year. So the thing is, with all these goals, you never know how things are gonna turn. Like, no fans makes a big difference.
yeah, for
I
sure.
feel like a 7-2, that's not gonna happen if there's Liverpool fans in the stadium. Like, they're gonna get up, they're gonna start screaming like today with United.
Look at
They
Liverpool
wouldn't make
now. Yeah, exactly.
like the fans are really missing. The fans are really missing from.
Of course. But I think some players are benefiting from no fans. For example, players like Jovic and Bale.
That's right.
I don't have other good examples because I know my team personally, but um, you can get booed, right?
Yeah, can't get booed, but you also don't get the celebration. I think
Yeah.
it's different because today you have a lot of players who aren't so internally motivated. It's external motivation, and that's why you see, like, you score a goal, now you're going to score again and again and again. You ride on that momentum. The momentum is the goal. It's not you thinking you're this great player that's going to take everybody on and be confident at least that you're going to do 100%.
That's the problem with today's world that footballers are often driven by the money and not by the passion of the game or to the team they play for.
Yeah, yeah. See that
Like
Play and Bale, they're happy to sit out, or James, or what are all these now? Uzil, all these kinds of players that are happy to just get the money, sit down on the
yeah,
side,
I
and
would
just
not include James there because James left and he was loaned out every year. Unlike Bale, who didn't move, right? James, he played soccer every year. Might not be at Madrid, but he played he said if I'm not playing, no problem. Let me go play because I want to play, right? So I wouldn't put him in that category.
right. But the thing is, the issue, he wasn't committed to the defensive side at all. So it was like either my way or the highway, and you're with the team.
I don't know, because you have players like Ronaldo and Messi, right? They don't go back defense. You don't want them to. You don't expect them to. And the
Well,
players who
all due
plays
respect,
either
and
like that.
James is a good player, but he's no Ronaldo or Messi.
No,
You
what
know,
I'm saying is that I don't expect my center attacking mid or my right wing or my left wing or my striker to be that defensive factor. And if they come back and help out like Vinny did today, amazing, great plus. The fans love it, right? But if they don't, I don't expect them to. So I wouldn't even say that. I mean, if you said Bale, I would agree. I don't understand why a player of his caliber would be okay with not playing at all. But
personally, if the first that your attacker is your first defender and your goalie is your first attacker, personally.
right, but I don't expect my striker to come back. If he does, then I think that's what you need to do, right? I don't say that's not true, but
I'm
I
just saying
don't.
there's probably more people like that too that feel everybody on the team has to contribute to both ends. And
Right.
that may be why he's fallen out with coaches in the past that aren't per se an Ancelotti who just says go roam free. You don't have to work too hard on the defensive end. Not every coach will give you that. He trusts him
It's
enough to give
possible.
him that.
Yeah, but look how he's doing now. Like we said in the beginning of the episode,
Yeah.
he's in great form, doing great, assisting, scoring. He's looking happy. So
Hopefully for them he can keep it up. But you know what? I think their best player is Calvin Lewin. I don't know
who?
what they're going to do without Calvin Lewin. They're forward.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's doing amazing things. He scored every game, I think, at this point.
Scored every game. He's got like what, 6 goals by now?
Yeah, sounds about right.
So like
I
I
was
think
surprised he only scored one today. Let's put it that way.
yeah.
I was surprised it's only one.
Yeah, that's the thing. But James got 2, so James had a
Yeah.
good turnout, and they just look great. They look great. It's just what we've been talking about: the triangles, getting to the byline, bringing that ball in, very technical, and doing
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
decent oppositions as well at times. So
Mhm.
it's exciting times to be an Everton fan, to be a Leeds fan, to
For
just
sure.
all these players because you're seeing a lot of talent. For example, Rodrigo, he's not getting the move to the big clubs like he wanted, but he is willing to come down for these teams, showing that they're doing the right things, that they're supporting their uh, their teams, their clubs by bringing in the transfers and bringing that big talent, right? The big coaches, bringing in Bielsa for Leeds is a big move. He's a lot of people look at him as the godfather for the way that the modern football is played. So that's what brings a lot of the talent, the key talent. Rodrigo doesn't come to any promoted side, right? Real Madrid wanted him a few years ago, so he hasn't fallen off. It's not like he's been incredibly injured or is just not at the same level. He's still a good player, and he scored today, right? Like I
Yeah,
think 2 minutes after coming on.
for
So
sure.
so
No, I totally agree.
there's a lot of backing. So once you have a good coach in there, you got to back him. You're going to bring in talent, and you see it. That's what I'm trying to say. Looking
Mhm.
at Arsenal and what's been happening on these two transfers with the Warren party, it's dragging and dragging. It's dragging. I mean, it's pathetic, really. They should have just closed it. 50 million euros would have gotten it done, but they're looking at petty and just petty. Nickel and diming. I want. Oh, you want 50? No, here's 32. Oh, here's 38. Oh, here's 43. I mean, just go in there, 46, get it done, 48, something close. So instead of wasting time. But
Yeah.
now it's looking unlikely. Thomas Partey, I don't know if that's happening. So if
I
that's
hope it. I really hope it does because I'd love to see him out of the Madrid derbies. So I hope it does.
I'd love to see him too. I mean, and you know what I mean, in the London derbies.
Yeah,
So we'll have to see. We'll really have to
for
see
sure.
because
Uh,
it's really intense the way that this guy is taking the fans for fools. This owner telling the people that this is a club that he'll run as if it's the top, and it's not. So I think Arsenal fans will have more than a few things to say no matter how this window goes. So we're coming. I'm at least coming out with a website to get some action started pretty soon. So you guys stay tuned. Got you covered with the Arsenal stuff because it's been crazy. You see clubs, for example, Aston Villa, right? They went and spent like 18 million on Chora from Lyon, another 17, 16 on Martinez, and then they got another for 33, the forward Watkins. So they're putting out an outlay, and you can't really say Corona. And same thing for United. They should have the money. These clubs are not run well. There's a reason people want Woodward out. There's a reason people want Kroenke out. Because these guys are just not doing the job. They're just
yeah,
not.
and it's unfortunate because these are prestigious clubs, So
Yeah, like everybody's gonna turn up to watch today. For example, the 6-1. It's insane. You wouldn't think you'd ever see United turn that result at home.
unbelievable.
Away at Tottenham, White Lane, sure, but at home,
Even then, that kind of score you don't see that.
you don't see that at
Now
all.
with United and now with Liverpool, and it's unbelievable. And I
This is
don't think we realize the significance of what we saw today.
yeah,
This is going to go down in the history books of the Premier League, if anything.
yeah. I mean, we Arsenal, I think a couple of years ago, away at Aston Villa with a player down, got a result. Right, they were down like 2-1, 1-3-2. Player down.
Yeah,
Played a player down at Chelsea. Went from 1-0 down, still finished 2-2. There's no excuse even if you're a player down. They really just played horrible football. So
no, I'm not. I don't. I would never say it's an excuse to lose because you definitely have a disadvantage, but there's definitely more to it than that. And there are like Arsenal, there were teams that got results with a man down. So I would never put the excuse of losing for being a man down.
yeah, it's all about work rate. And I think
Yeah.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. How much do you give him? How long do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer stays in the United
I think
jersey?
we're gonna finish the year.
You think he's gonna finish the year?
I think so.
And they're gonna go at Woodward? You think both finish the year?
No, no. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't. I should have corrected myself, but I see Woodward stay. Yeah, Woodward. Is that
Ed,
right?
yeah, Ed Woodward.
Yeah. He's definitely gonna stay. He's not going anywhere, which is
It's
unfortunate for United fans. But I think the coach is out at the end of the year.
right. So yeah,
You're
I think
wrong,
it'll
but
be
I
sooner.
think they'll let him finish the year out of respect. At the moment, I don't see them getting top four. So, which they expect to.
Yeah, they made a huge mistake, didn't they, with this guy?
I don't
And
think they made a mistake. I just think that they didn't bring in the right players.
I mean, yeah, probably,
Which is again, that's GM. That's not coach.
But,
Right?
but
So
look at it, for example, Arteta. What do you think about Arsenal? Do you see a direction and improvement?
definitely, of course, yeah, and
Do you
you
see,
know it too. Everyone knows that.
can you say the same thing about the style of play for United, or at least the way that they're behaving?
They're inconsistent, and that's the thing. They have games where they play amazing football, right? But they have games like today where they don't do anything.
Yeah, but it's not just today. You remember the Crystal Palace result?
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
you look at that, and you were saying it's just one game, but you'll see it's going to be more than one game. I've been looking at them for quite some time. Same thing for Liverpool. I took first game last year. They won the league last year by 33 points. They won 4-0 at Norwich. But I keep pointing to that game because they looked so horrible, so horrible. And today I watched the entire game against Aston Villa, and Liverpool was lucky that they didn't lose 11-2. They really are. Ross Barkley missed two one-on-one from 10 yards minus in the first half. They had Ollie Watkins hit the bar at the end, and another great opportunity. I forget who missed it. That's four that were really just like, oh, with Ollie Watkins, it was an empty net too, by the way. The goalie
Really?
was searching. I don't know where he went. He went and traveled just outside the net. I think he thought the player was going to miss the ball, and he went behind the player, 5 yards behind the player, thinking that
Really?
he was going to miss the ball. Open net
Wow.
is the crossbar.
But no one cares because they won. So
Liverpool, I'm telling you, Liverpool should have been trashed.
no,
Trashed.
I called it early on, right? I told you they're not gonna, they're never not gonna be first. And I think if I remember correctly, I said they'll be third, or maybe I said second. But yeah, I don't see them winning the league. They have the quality in the club, right? They have all these great players, but we'll see if Klopp lasts, during this year. I mean, I'm sure he will. Even if they don't win anything, I'm sure they'll give him another year.
I was actually gonna. I think between Klopp and Pep Guardiola, one of them should be coming to an end soon. I think both teams with these huge losses coming up, like things are, these losses may need a change. Hopefully for them, it's not the coach because you don't get better coaches than this. So they're gonna need to figure it out. They're
Yeah,
really,
the difference is that Pep has been everywhere,
yeah.
right? He's only, I think, if anything, his next stop is PSG because he hasn't coached in that league yet.
Or Italy either.
Yeah, I guess already that's right. Maybe he'll have maybe Messi will end up there somewhere and he'll bring Pep along with him. I don't know.
Yeah,
Could be interesting seeing a side like Inter go with Pep to replace Conte. Could be. We'll see.
yeah, yeah. And they would invest. They would invest the money. They would
Yeah,
invest.
for sure.
By the way, quick shout on investing. There was I just remembered I read before we went on air about a transfer situation that happened, and what's its name? Guendouzi might be going out from Arsenal to Hertha Berlin.
Really.
Yeah, so Hertha Berlin wanted to buy Jeffrey Adelaide from Lyon for £27 million.
He's an
Ex
Arsenal ex-player.
What's that?
He's an ex-Arsenal player, right?
Ex-Arsenal player. But
Yeah.
remember we said Lyon needs the money? So if they don't get it from Hertha Berlin, and Hertha Berlin now get the Arsenal player instead, now Lyon have to sell. So that means either Depay goes to Barcelona or Aouar to Arsenal. And they're going to need the money if Hertha Berlin is not buying Adelaide.
So I read, and I don't know if you'll be happy or sad about this, but I read that Lyon's chief executive has spoke with Barcelona's head, and they cannot afford the pie. So if they need money, they have to sell Aouar.
Yeah, exactly. Something's gonna happen. So it's going to be who's trying to manipulate more because
Right.
the president from Lyon came out with quotes that neither player is gonna leave, right? As of
Right.
like yesterday was the last chance, but things are changing. I think he just wants more money, so we'll see. He probably is just gonna cut
Yeah.
whatever deal comes to his table by the end of the window.
And actually, there are rumors that Real Madrid are also interested in Aouar, and I know that's complete bullshit because Paris said no one, we're not buying anyone, and they're so loaded in the midfield. There's no room for anyone, so that's
Yeah,
definitely just to put the pressure on the camel's back, and we'll see what ends up happening. But like you said, you have a few more hours, so it would be interesting.
yeah, it would be interesting. Same thing with PSG. PSG rumors for they were going to go at him, and then that didn't happen to be the case. They said that he's a great player, but they can't add him right now. So both reports were completely, or at least fabricated to some sort of an extent, or at least released from not the correct source. So hopefully we're going to see tomorrow the good things happening. Partey is not looking like that's going to happen unless, which is weird, right? The post that we shared on our page, on our Instagram, which everybody go follow, go downstairs right there in the description. Yep, right there. So he's been questionable whether it's going to happen. There was the post that I was talking about. In the background, you see the colors, same colors as the jersey for what's it called? For both Ghana and for France. Hopefully that's a sign that they're gonna put the money on the line. If not,
Well, I mean, they're playing well, so I would love to see him be in Arsenal, but we'll see. Only time will tell. We have a day, so.
Can you tell me why a club would make this sort of a post if these players don't come in? Like, do they really want to get their fan base?
No, I'm with you, but again, we'll be a lot smarter tomorrow night, right?
We'll be a lot smarter tomorrow.
So we'll see, and unfortunately, I do have to run out, unfortunately, and I apologize that we got cut the podcast a little short this episode, but guys, thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Like, subscribe. Drop a comment, let us know what you think. Any questions you want us to address, just let us know. We'd be more than happy to. Any topics you want us to talk about, please just let us know. And you want to add anything?
Yes, indeed, guys. It's not pretty much said most of it right there, but make sure you follow, subscribe, keep up to date. I want to give you all the good stuff. So get your friends, talk to them, tell them to follow and subscribe, because talking to a bunch of people I want to bring on to, share what they got to say about football, about everything in this world. So we just gotta get some more people in here so they'll realize that it's worth their time, because really interesting people. So get your friends in here, get them to subscribe.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Peace.